So when I retire, what do I think about? I think about the sun, about the beach, about the water. So many people have retired in many different countries, such as Thailand, Costa Rica, Brazil, and other countries in the world. But have they thought about this beautiful country here that we call Vietnam? Today I want to share with you a few of the advantages and disadvantages of retiring in this beautiful beach resort of a country called Vietnam. So let's get started. Hello, my name is Ken Duong with over 12 years of international and business immigration experience helping individuals, companies, and families move, retire, and work all over the world. And we've made a video about how to retire in Vietnam and why to retire in Vietnam. So make sure you click on the banner on your top right-hand corner in order to watch those videos. But first, make sure that you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and comment below if you are already living in Vietnam right now and tell us about your experience. But today, we're going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of living and retiring in Vietnam. I know many of you have probably done some research about Vietnam and know that it is a place packed with amazing food and nice locations. But in this video, we want to go deeper and give you the whole picture so you can decide whether Vietnam is a country you want to retire, discussing the positives and negatives of living here as a retiree. The first advantage of living in Vietnam is the low cost of living. Based on the annual Global Retirement Index of 2021, Vietnam is considered the cheapest country to live in the world. However, you have to make sure that you know that Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh are always vying for the most expensive cities in Vietnam. Thus, you have to look outside of those two big cities, such as Đà Lạt, Cần Thơ, Nha Trang, Phan Thiết, and many of these other outside cities or suburbs that will lower the cost of living. So let me give you a few examples of average budget and cost in Vietnam in order to live here. You can rent a place between $500 to $700 for District 1 if you just need a basic one bedroom. If you need a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, you're looking at about $900 to $1,500 per month, depending on the district you are in. So if you're moving your family or just yourself, that will be about the cost of living. Internet is relatively inexpensive here as well. You're looking at about 15 to 20 US dollars per month. And what is the most important is the food. You can get a cup of coffee every single morning for $1 and a bowl of noodles for $2. So that's only $3 times 3 meals you can get for $10. But that's not always in the city, okay? You got to make sure the countryside and the suburbs as well that will give you those kind of prices. Other items regarding cost of living are parking fees, other food costs, grocery costs are relatively inexpensive in Vietnam. Thus, you will enjoy the low cost of living of any country in the world here in Vietnam. And that is the first advantage of retiring in Vietnam. The second advantage of retiring in Vietnam is the ease and efficiency of hiring personal healthcare aid. While Vietnam does not have the same healthcare standard as in the West when it comes to healthcare facilities, which we'll be discussing the issue in a moment, that does not mean there are no valuable healthcare options for retirees. Think about nursing homes and how much it costs to finance accommodation as a retiree in one of them. For a relatively small fraction of the price of a Western nursing home, you can easily find a nursing aide full-time that will be able to personally cater your daily healthcare needs, either walking around, housekeeping, personal hygiene, cooking, or other nursing needs. Not to mention that private hospitals here are surprisingly well equipped with modern healthcare facilities and provide relatively high standard services led by qualified doctors who are often trained overseas and can speak English. Private hospitals also accept international health insurance, so we recommend that you get insurance before retiring in Vietnam and check what hospital in Vietnam accepts your insurance. The third advantage of living in Vietnam is the great access to pharmacies and different drugstores in the big cities and also the small ones as well. You have a lot of the big development groups and investment groups that have pharmacies right around the city. Many of the prescription drugs that you'd have to get at a hospital in the West, you can actually get here in Vietnam over the counter. And also, you can look at the manufacturing, which has a lot of local production for generic drugs and also the main brand drugs. Thus, you will have many options at affordable prices, and you can also use insurance with those particular pharmacies and medicines that you use. Thus, we want to say that main advantage is getting local produced pharmaceuticals and medicines that you do not need to travel far to get. And if you need to travel far for specialized medicine, you can go to Thailand or Singapore. Thus, the ready available access to medicine is critical for retirement in Vietnam. Another advantage of retiring in Vietnam is the retiree community. With more and more people retiring in Vietnam, it is not uncommon to find many expats living around you. Take the growing coastal cities of Vũng Tàu or Da Nang as prime examples. As real estate and foreign direct investment are booming due to governmental efforts put into infrastructure development and business incentives given to foreign investors, Da Nang and Vũng Tàu have been a massive incoming of expats and retirees coming from all over the world enjoying the warm climate. Walking the streets of both cities, it is common to see food and beverage companies owned by foreign entrepreneurs. Banking is also relatively easy as ATMs are everywhere, and access to your foreign financial institution are available with international banks such as HSBC, Citibank, and Standard Chartered. Another positive point is regarding communication. More and more locals speak a decent amount of English in those areas and in large cities, which is always useful to get around. Another advantage of living in Vietnam is the diversity of locations, sceneries, and geographies you can get to in a very short period of time. For example, you have beaches, mountains, jungles, and forests. So the closest beach to Ho Chi Minh City is 1 hour away in Vũng Tàu. Or if you go to Đà Lạt and you can get to the mountains within 5 hours. Also, you can get to other beaches in 1 hour flight as well. And then finally, to go to the capital and do work, it's only a 2-hour flight to get you to Hanoi in order to do business there, or just look at the different scenes and the history of that particular city. So if you're living in Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi, you're only about 2 hours away from any destination in Vietnam. You can even go to the mountains in one day and then get to the beach, such as living in Đà Lạt, going down to Nha Trang. It's only about 3 to 4 hour drive, and you can enjoy the beautiful cold mist of the mountains, but also the fresh heat and beach of Nha Trang. So that is the diversity in geographies you can enjoy while retiring in this beautiful country. Now that you heard about the advantages of living in Vietnam, we have to make sure that you also know the cons of living in Vietnam. But before I get into that, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Some find the barrier to entry to Vietnam high when it comes to living and retiring here. The first disadvantage that is worth mentioning is there is no retirement visa in Vietnam right now. Unlike other neighboring countries such as Thailand, Malaysia, and the Philippines that offer retirement visas, Vietnam doesn't have a retirement visa yet, although it is very easy to obtain a tourist visa and do visa extensions thereafter. Alternative solutions include getting married to a Vietnamese citizen and applying for a permanent residence card. Second, apply for the Vietnamese citizenship if you are eligible, or get an investor visa. We have made a lot of videos regarding those different kinds of visas and citizenships, so make sure to click the pop-up banner to learn more about those options. A second disadvantage of living in Vietnam is the public hospitals are not very good, and private hospitals could be expensive. Moreover, these public hospitals are very crowded. There's a lack of English-speaking staff, and it could not, possibly they won't take your different insurance policies. And you need to really know that in the big cities, Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, the hospitals are a little bit better. But if you are living in a remote area, further away from the big cities, there are less hospitals, and the public hospitals have less services that you may need and a lack of communication. So thus, if you are going to be in Vietnam to retire, make sure that you are with a private hospital group or have access to a hospital nearby, especially if you're over 60 years old and have different heart and different conditions that you need to take care of on a regular basis. And that is the second disadvantage of retiring in Vietnam. Another drawback of retiring in Vietnam is actually an unusual point that some people who retire are looking for: privacy. If you would like to find a place to self-isolate, spend time alone, and live far away from others, Vietnam may not be the best place to retire in. Other than the population density and the small geographic surface that Vietnam is known for, locals are really curious, friendly, and eager to learn more about different cultures. As opposed to Thailand, where people tend to be shy, Vietnamese people easily approach foreigners all the time, either to know what you are doing or practice their English skills. It is not uncommon to be approached while you might be having a coffee or eating. We understand that for some people, especially in the West, privacy is a fundamental right. But privacy in Vietnam does not play an important role. Thus, you may need to adjust and give away some of your privacy if you want to live in Vietnam. Always expect the unexpected. That is what you can expect in Vietnam. But if you're looking to retire, relax, but also have a little bit of adventure, some curiosity, and also learning about a different culture, Vietnam is a great place for you. And that's why we made this video about retiring in Vietnam, the second version, give you more details. And as always, on behalf of Duong Global, my name is Ken Duong. Thank you very much for watching this video, but make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below about your retirement plans, and click on the bell for further notifications in order to get the most updated and best videos on how to retire in Vietnam. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.